All right. While looking at colleges with my mom during the summer, she always wanted to know about their physical and mental health services as well as the food available. This got me thinking about how I would deal with these issues on my own. So I decided to look into how I felt that researching physical and mental health was too broad a topic, so I decided to look into just how cooking affects your mental health. After all the research I have done, I firmly believe that cooking can help both your physical and mental health, as well as improve the connections with those around you. Your physical health is probably one of the easiest things you can improve on as long as you put the work in. Physical fitness can be enhanced with proper nutrition, and while eating out may seem easy, and you may think that as long as it isn't fast food, it's okay,
It's okay. It's okay.
then as long as it isn't fast food, you're doing okay. However, it is hard to provide your body with the proper nutrition when you have no control over the ingredients. Scientists also say that 50% of full service restaurant meals are of poor dietary quality. Allergies also come into play when talking about control over your nutrition when you truly don't have control over what restaurants are putting in your food. By cooking at home, you have full control over what you eat and how it's prepared. I know when I was preparing food, some ingredients had to be prepared separately so that things like contamination wouldn't happen, and there's no chance of ingredients that don't belong in your meals coming into your dishes because you're only preparing one meal, unlike in restaurants. While doing my research, I also discovered an article entitled Cooking at Home versus Eating Out, What's Better? In the article, it talks about how people are different on a molecular level and that each person requires different nutrients to achieve peak health. Planning ahead is key. This enables you to have ingredients on hand and know what the agenda is for dinner. I made this mistake one of the first times is I went to make apple pie and I didn't have the right crust, so I ended up having to make apple pie without top crust. It still turned it out okay, but it didn't look as good. Cooking these meals also gives you this sorry. Planning ahead also makes sure that poor choices like this won't be made, and ordering out isn't necessarily always a bad thing, but it shouldn't be your nightly go-to. With the planning of your meals combined with everything going on in your life, you might feel a little overwhelmed. Once you learn how to organize it, though, you can actually decrease your stress levels. This decrease in stress is beneficial as long-term stress increases mental health problems like anxiety and depression. This is not only part of cooking. This is not the only part of cooking that benefits your mind, though. The preparation of ingredients will help you develop your patience. I know I had to learn this because when I was preparing ingredients and cutting them up into the right pieces, I couldn't go as fast as you see on TV shows. And even when I slowed down, I kept messing up as the food was falling apart. I had really hard time with onions because when I would cut the onion, the knife wouldn't cut straight. It would be angled slightly every time, and then it just kept messing me up. But once I got the hang of the technique, everything got a little easier, and I was able to go a little faster. Another way to benefit your mental health with cooking is creating different ways to present your food. When I first started, my food did not look well, and one of the first things I made was the turkey pot pie, and it tasted fine, but it didn't exactly look the best. And as I made more food and got better, and towards the end of my project, I made enchiladas, which looked a lot better than the turkey pot pie that I made. I was really happy with how it came out. And then doing this helps increase your creativity, and this helps create positive emotions, which help decrease stress, lessen anxiety, and depression symptoms. You also gain a sense of accomplishment when completing these meals. I know I did. This feeling makes you happy, and the happier you are, the better you will feel in your everyday life. When I finished cooking, this feeling just made me want to make more food, and I couldn't wait to eat the food that I made. And And then during this time where everyone's mental health is at risk with the pressure COVID brings, everyone should be able to experience this sense of happiness, even if it's not with cooking, just to get a break from all this pressure. Although right now it's a little difficult to share this feeling with friends, you're able to share it with your family. Recreating this sense of accomplishment and happiness will, one way is to help your family prepare ingredients for the meal that you will eat. This gets everyone involved, and when the final product is produced, you can tell yourself, I helped make that. This helps everyone get the feeling of a sense of accomplishment and also brings you closer together. I know this because during the summer and years prior, sometimes I'd help my mom cook, and it wouldn't be like the whole meal. It'd just be like helping her prepare some ingredients or stirring whatever was on the stove. But I know that once the meal was cooked, I felt happy and couldn't wait to eat something that I actually made. This brings me to what I believe is one of the most important places involved with cooking, even though it has nothing to do with the actual cooking. It's where the eating takes place. As Lucinda Quinn states in her TED Talk, it is a place where you can have an impact on the physical, spiritual, and emotional well-being of a human being, the dinner table. In conclusion, I can say with confidence that you all now know the ability cooking has to not only improve your physical health and mental health, but also improve your connections with the people around you. This experience was very enjoyable for me to learn how to cook, to how cooking can affect you physically and mentally. I encourage you to try and learn these skills, as not only are they enjoyable, but they are also beneficial to your future. And before I end, I just want to talk about my poster because I just realized that all the words are backwards because I'm presenting. But on the left over here, I have the enchiladas. I have a picture of them, and I also have a list of the recipes, or not the recipe, the ingredients. I also have pictures of the apple pie, turkey meatballs, stuffed French toast, and turkey pot pie. And then in the middle of my poster, I have the healthy eating plate and healthy eating pyramid that we were all introduced to in middle school and elementary school. And I'd have to say that my favorite meal that I cooked was the stuffed French toast. That's it.
Thank you, Alex. That was awesome. Nice job. What a great project. What did you stuff the French toast with?
So the original recipe had multiple different things.
Yeah.
It had like bananas and strawberries, blueberries and cream cheese, sausage and cheese. But I decided to combine the sausage and the cream cheese together because I had blueberry sausage.
Nice. And was it delicious?
Yes, it was
Did
great.
your whole family think so, Alex?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. What other questions do you guys have for Alex about his project?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Are you going to keep cooking, or is this just like, do you think you're going to be done now that the project is over?
No, I'm going to try and keep cooking more meals just because I find it fun. And then I can also have an enjoyable food, especially if my mom's not around.
I got a question. Do you think that you're going to use this through college?
Maybe not as much through college, but once I'm like living on my own after college, I'll definitely use this a lot.
Cooking is definitely a lifelong skill. So, what an awesome project. It's kind of an investment in yourself, Alex. Nice job. I really love the way you presented in your kitchen this morning. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Does anyone else have any questions this morning? Well, again, I just want to. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I had a question for Alex. Could you see kind of like a clear progression in your cooking as you kept going, or were there some setbacks that you had to deal with as you went along?
There were some setbacks as different meals required different preparation for ingredients, and some meals required more ingredients. Like I know one meal I made took me way longer than it should have just because there were so many different ingredients involved. And by the end of the meal, my entire counter was full of dishes, and it took me a long time to clean up.
I hate the cleanup. Nice job. I just want to say congratulations to everybody that went today. You did an amazing job, and you went first for our class. So thank you so much. You should be so proud of yourselves.